What's up guys, Jake with TN Tactical coming to another special red dot video. Today, got a good one for you. Today we are looking at the Cyelee Shark X Pro. This is a red dot that was actually sent out to us by Cyelee for testing evaluation. Much appreciated guys, thank you very much. They know that anytime we get free stuff we tend to beat the living piss out of it, and that's not going to be any different today. Today we're going to go over all the specs and features of this particular red dot, zero it, and then we're going to actually beat the piss out of it in order to see how much it fluctuates with that zero, or if it even survives for that matter. We think it's important for us, and probably for you at home too, to know just how far you can push one of these budget-friendly red dots. So let's see how she does. Oh God. Skinwalkers. Out here in Northeast Tennessee, the skinwalkers are everywhere. They can smell your fear and your piss. Thankfully, I don't have to worry about that though, because I am camouflaging my natural scent of fear and piss with this wonderful official TN Tactical merch shirt. Yes, my friends, you too can conceal your fear and piss from skinwalkers by purchasing one of these lovely shirts only at fattac.com. That is the official place for TN Tactical merch such as this, the vintage sunset design. Check it out. We've got some other cool stuff on there. If you want to support the channel, it's the best way to do so directly. We really appreciate it, and back to this video. All right, so first things first, we actually got to get a zero. We're gonna actually shoot at our infinity target, rubber target sitting there. After we get a good solid zero, we'll just kind of confirm it by hitting all these steel targets out there. We're about 7 yards from the rubber target and closer to about like 15 from the actual steel targets down there. Let's see how she does. All right, going over all the specs and features of the Cyelee Shark X Pro. Got it right the first time. The first thing you need to know is that this is actually a DeltaPoint powder footprint on the red dot. The most common handgun that you'll see that uses that footprint is the SIG P320. If you've been a fan of the channel for a while, you know I'm not exactly the biggest SIG fan, and my allegiance tends to fall towards Glock. So the only handgun I actually had to shoot this on was my Canik rival. This is the one I wanted to actually shoot the red dot on because it does look pretty damn cool, and it's more of a competition handgun. And other than this flared mag well here, you could potentially use this in the carry optics division. It features 10 different brightness settings, 8 of which are going to be for daylight use and 2 of which are going to be for night vision. That being said, you also get 50,000 hours of battery life. I'm not exactly sure which brightness setting that's going to be on, to be honest with you. I imagine if you go to a higher brightness setting, you'll probably get less hours of battery life. More brightness, more power. Now that being said, it does actually feature shake awake technology. Meaning if you set this down somewhere, like on a nightstand or somewhere, and maybe in a bag, it'll actually turn off after about 5 minutes or so, saving your battery life so that next time when you actually pick it up, it'll come back on, and if you jiffy, keep the same brightness and all that good stuff. Now it does all that with a 1632 battery. Let me show you. So if you look here, you can see this is actually the side loading battery tray. This is where your 1632 sits. You just unscrew that, pop out the tray. If you need to replace the battery, you can. To adjust your brightness, it actually has 2 nice little clicky buttons here, as you can hear. Very nice, I like that. And that kind of just gives you sort of like a reassurance, like yes, you are actually increasing the brightness. And on its brightest setting, it is very bright, to the point where it's almost blinding unless you're in super bright condition, I guess. All right, we got a good solid zero. I think that's good for that. It does feature 1 MOA adjustments, and in order to make those adjustments, you'll see right here, you've got your elevation, and on the side here, you've got your windage. You just use a little flathead that they give you to make those adjustments. And just to kind of clarify, yes, you know, we are safe, unloaded, empty, no mag, all that good stuff. I know someone's gonna freak out in the comments because where I did that maneuver over my head. It is shockproof, waterproof, all that good stuff. Should hold 0, and their rating is actually dropping it from about 6 feet high and dropping it like on concrete 10 times. Now in TN Tactical, we always try to give you 100% authenticity of all the possibilities of what you might encounter with drops and bumps and things like that. And typically we usually just straight up drop the red dot fully loaded in the handgun like this and see how she does. Today we're going to do it a little bit differently if it's okay with you guys. I really don't want to damage the Canik rival. Again, we're clear, empty, all that stuff. I like this handgun. I bought this handgun with my own money. I don't want to scratch it up in case I ever want to, you know, get rid of it in the future or something. If I can say that on here, I don't know, especially with ATF. But anyway, so for me, drop testing this with the kinetic rival is not really an option. Instead, what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually, I've got a brick back here, brick of damnation down there. What we're gonna do is we're gonna actually take the red dot and sort of drop it like that, hammering it almost with about the same force as if you dropped it from chest high. A rough estimate, because I mean, again, this is Tennessee. I'm not really a scientist. I'm just gonna give you my best guesstimate of how much force that would be. One other cool thing about this particular red dot, and this is especially useful if you're using a kinetic rival like I am today, is these little posts back here that kind of make a rear sight for you. I'll get that in there nice and tight so you can see it. Those little notches there sort of make like a front sight, with the idea being that you can actually line it up with your front sight there. Now it's especially useful, especially for older kinetics like the kinetic rival here, where if you remove that plate cover, it'll actually take the rear sight with you. And that's unfortunate. I know recently with like the TTI Combat, they've sort of alleviated that issue, but with most of your Canon handguns, it's still a problem. So I do like that they give you that little post on the rear there for you to use sort of like a rear sight. So here we are at the brick of damnation. Let's start smacking it real good now. Get you a closer look here. I'm just hammering, dropping fairly hard. Let me hit the sides here. Again, not damaging the handgun. I'm using about as much force as I would with a hammer and nails. Let you take a look. Let's check it out here. Lots of damage. Lots of wear and tear on it, as you see there. It's quite nice. Glass is still good, so we're good there. Yep, everything's good. Go ahead and spray paint this rubber infinity target real quick. Then we'll do our check to see if it held zero properly. Now, one thing I almost forgot to talk about is the actual reticle. The cool thing about this reticle is it kind of looks like a miniature EOTech, but you can actually switch between a few different options. As you can see here, it starts with like a circle and a dot, but then if you press and hold the brightness up button, it'll actually switch to just a dot by itself, which looks like a traditional dot. Press and hold it again, it'll actually switch to just a circle. Not sure why you'd want that, but some people tell me it's good for shotgun patterning and stuff like that. And then if you press and hold it again, it'll go right back to the circle and dots. So very cool to have different reticle options in case you don't like that big old EOTech style red dot. Well, you can actually switch it to just the dot by itself or the circle if you really want to. All right, now that we've properly beat the piss out of it, let's see if it holds zero here. It's dead on, still. I'll show you. My initial shots were right here. I kind of messed around early, just seeing what would happen. And then when I started rapidly firing, my aim started going to the right just a little bit. But as you can see there, I mean, dang dude, like that's pretty much spot on. Now, all of this comes in at a pretty decent price point. It actually comes in on Amazon for about 250 bucks, which is kind of a lot of money, but in the grand scheme of things, when it comes to red dots, especially durable, rugged, duty-use red dots like this one, yeah, it's not really that much money compared to like Aimpoint and stuff like that, where you're going to pay like hundreds of more dollars. This is actually not a bad price. You can go online and spend about $600 or $700 on a Trijicon or closer to $1,000 for an Aimpoint if you don't look hard enough. I think that's a pretty good deal. All right. So, my initial thoughts on the Cyelee Shark X Pro. I like it. I really like it. It's not too big, not too small. Easy to find the red dot. Super rugged and durable based on my drop testing, or drop testing as I did here. This red dot, despite being smacked what, 20 times or something like that, did not lose zero at all. It still stayed straight on, directly on where we were aiming on the rubber target. I think that's pretty impressive. And again, we were shooting at about 7 to 10 yards. The fact that there wasn't any shift at all speaks a lot. Again, $250 right now on Amazon. I think normal price like $270 or something. I think for what you get, for what you pay for, with all the ruggedness and the features of the different reticles, I think it's a good choice. I like it. And I think if you're looking for a DeltaPoint pattern red dot that's rugged and reliable, but not break the bank, I think you'll like it too. Guys, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. Remember, if you enjoy this kind of content, make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below. What do you think about the Shark X Pro? Love to hear from you. We will see you next time.